Hi guys, my name is Jordan Bullington. Please don't mind that I'm hanging out in my kids' playroom right now. If anyone has kids, I'm sure that you feel the same way that I do, that slowly but surely the space in your own home starts to diminish and becomes kid space. So what used to be my office is now my kids' playroom, and so here I am hanging out in my kids' playroom. Um, I'm Jordan Bullington, as I mentioned. I am heading into my second year in the Masters of Adult Education program at ECU, and I'm working on a Student Affairs graduate certificate, which is the reason that I was interested in taking this course. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but it was the reason I knew that this course existed. So, just to give you an idea of what I do, I am the assistant director of our Transfer Bridge program at UNC Charlotte. And so I work with traditional age college students who are spending their freshman year at the local community college. They do a year there and they transfer over. And so in my role, I am their coordinator for the program. I plan all the academic and social programming. Um, I also teach for the university. I teach freshman seminar and I teach a leadership theory course and I teach a career development course, all for the Passport students, which is the name of the Bridge program, if I didn't mention that. I'm also the coordinator of a leadership learning community for transfer students on our campus. So my focus is transfer. I was a transfer student. I've been at UNC Charlotte for 6 years. So, it was my alma mater and I found a home there and I just never left. And so, transfer is the population that I work with now that I want to continue to work with now. I foresee staying in a role similar to this. I've gotten to do a lot of different things on campus and get to know other partners on campus. And I think, I've always thought career counseling would be something that I would love to do, but I do get to do part of it in a kind of roundabout way in my career development course. So I'm getting some really good experience and I love what I do. But I joined the master's program because I did not study higher education as a student. I studied English, actually. And so this was my chance to get some formal education experiences and to do some research and just really expand my knowledge base because I have some experience certainly, but I'm still 6 years is still very new, and so I learn something new every single day, and I think that's fantastic. But this program is going to give me a chance to learn even more. So let me make sure that I get all of the questions here. Um, I think that, my experience to this point, I tend to do a lot of planning, a lot of event planning. I plan all the orientations for the Bridge program with the leadership learning community. I'm building a mentor program for transfer students. So I've worked with the leadership component. I've worked with really the orientation piece. I've done a lot of different things with that, but I have no experience with college counseling outside of my advising role, which is not college counseling, of course. But I do currently advise. I have 300 students at the community college currently that I advise, and then I have another 275 who are at the university who I stay on as a secondary advisor for. So I've done the academic advising, but it is, of course, very different than college counseling, and I'm more interested in learning about college counseling. I think that part of the reason for that, and to answer that question about what I think how college counseling is going to evolve, I think multiculturalism and multicultural and diversity counseling is going to be something that as professionals we have to be more comfortable with. I also at this point I would like to be more aware of symptoms or signs and things that I can notice with my students. Sometimes my students have questions and concerns and any number of issues that they don't necessarily recognize right away or that they don't know how to openly discuss right away. And so I'd like to do better at recognizing things and symptoms within my students and signs so that I can be a more effective campus partner and I can have a more effective referral process. So I think that multiculturalism piece is going to be important because of just our political climate. And I think that as a campus in particular, we've been having discussions about how we continue to talk about diversity, 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 and we are very proud of our diverse campus. But it's the inclusion piece that we seem to be not necessarily connecting on. And so we are trying to move in this direction of inclusion and making sure our students feel included and getting our students to open up and to feel more comfortable working with people with different perspectives. And so that's really what I think in higher education in general. I think that's the direction that we need to go in as professionals, is that we need to be more familiar with working with multicultural students. And finally, the question of skill set. I mentioned before, I feel very comfortable in my advising role. I feel very comfortable in my planning role, in my programming, and my coordinator roles. But that's it for me so far. And I want to be more knowledgeable in other things and how things happen on campus. And really, our counseling center is a phenomenal resource for our students. But it's like a lot of things on our campus, and seems to be for many institutions, we work in silos. And so a lot of what goes on that side of campus we don't necessarily know, and it would be good to know more about college counseling in general and the skill sets required to be an effective counselor, and just really start to recognize, things that we as stakeholders, as professionals, as support services for our students need to be aware of and mindful of. So that's me in a nutshell. I am super excited to be in this class and to get to know you guys. And yeah, that's it.